Obviously, a major topic of discussion for us over the past several years has been the decline of Disney, the downfall of Disney, by Disney's need to be social activists, to continue to push things, especially in their programming for children that families don't want. And as a result, we've seen those families walk away. The controversy surrounding the parental rights and education bill in Florida that Disney stepped right in the middle of, the continual instances of these things popping up in their actual programming. Well, apparently Disney the other day, they thought it's just gone too far. Maybe because they actually think this is not profitable for them to do. Maybe they thought the backlash has got too much. Who knows the real reason why they decided to do this? But after intentionally putting a transgender story arc into a Pixar series that's supposed to be upcoming on Disney Plus, they made the announcement that, hey guys, we're not doing this. We're pulling it. We don't think that that's appropriate for families. Specifically, this was the quote. A spokesperson for Disney confirmed that the transgender storyline arc was removed and provided the following statement. When it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline.
What a novel fucking concept.
Yeah, leave kids alone. Like, leave children alone. Stop trying to indoctrinate them with this degenerate bullshit. That's what families have been saying. And Disney is a family-friendly brand, supposedly. That's what they built off of for decades and decades. This has made families hesitate to go to Disney, to watch Disney, to use Disney in any way, shape, or form because of the shit that they're pushing. But, I mean, I fucking loved when I saw that. I loved when I saw that because it means that, hey, finally, some of this is getting through. Some of this backlash is getting through to Disney to the point where they had to do something like this.
They tripled down on this stuff. Everybody kept saying, stop, don't keep doing this. You know, and the thing is, they've put it in other things like the Proud Family. I mean, it went already off the deep end with all of the brace shit that they were doing, but they ended up adding like an openly gay, like non-binary character to it and all this shit. Like, dude, at the end of the day, it's really simple. It's not even, hey, reinforce that this is bad or anything. We're just saying, leave kids the fuck alone. Just make movies and don't push this stuff in there because it doesn't make any sense. That's not your business, and you're not helping anybody, and all you're doing is actively hurting your own business when you do this shit. And I don't understand why they thought this was like a hill to die on, because even, you know, now you see in the UK, which arguably is far more woke than this country, that they're getting rid of things like this, and they're getting rid of this in their media, and they're getting rid of this in their medical books and all this stuff, because they realize it was a bad call and they should leave kids the fuck alone. Like, you know, but I don't know, man. I don't know why they thought parents were just going to accept this one day or be like, you know what, it's fine. It's like, no, they're just going to turn it off and find something else to watch. I don't know, man. It's nuts.
And now one of the more interesting turns in this is after they came out and said this, the actor who portrays the character whose storyline that got cut came out and they were not very happy about it. Transgender teen actor disheartened Disney cut storyline from children's show. Another setback for the LGBTQ community. A transgender teen actor who has a voice role in the upcoming Pixar series Win or Lose has expressed disappointment that Disney cut the trans story arc from the show, saying, I was very disheartened to learn of the changes. You have more things to worry about than this acting role. I'm just going to say that. Chanel Stewart, my fucking mouse keeps going down. Chanel Stewart, a biological male who identifies as female, is still reportedly featured in Win or Lose, but said the character is now a straight girl. Well, they said a straight cis girl. I'm just going to say a straight girl. Just think about this. When this actor, who was 14 years old and pretended to be a girl at the time, Disney puts out a casting call. It said, we want an authentic transgender actor to come and play this role for this transgender character.
Yep.
They cast this person. Gets all excited. And then they turn around and they say a couple years later, yeah, you know what? This stuff's not working really well. So we're going to change your character into a normal girl. And that's just what you voice acted for.
Yeah.
Now, this person's really fucking upset, and you go through some of the replies to some of these things, and the very community that Disney has pandered to, that's led to their downfall, the LGBTQ mafia, the freaks with pronouns in their bios out there, they're not very happy about this. But normal people are happy that this shit isn't getting pushed in this. But how crazy is it? 4 years apart, Disney goes from headhunting a teenage transgender person to voice act their young transgender character in their fucking Pixar show, to now completely reversing on that entire thing. They've found themselves between a rock and a hard place. The people you pandered to are now fucking mad at you. Very small amount of people, but very loud and annoying group of people. And the people who used to be your audience for years and years and years, you've abandoned them. You're desperately trying to get them back, but they're not ready to support you either. And that's where we are.
It's wild, man. To be honest, I'm like, why wouldn't you be happy that now you're just a girl? Like, that's what we're going for, isn't it? Like, the constant reminder, well, you know, when you're listening to this character talk or anything about this character, like, if the idea is to be like accepted in society and accepted for who you are and all this bullshit that they always talk about, why do you need to keep reaffirming this character's trans? Hey kids, let's do a whole storyline reminding you that this character's different than you and why this character's different than you. I don't understand this concept. And I think that, you know, this actor crying about it, it's like, you got what you wanted. You shouldn't be playing trans characters. If you think that you're a woman, you should be able to just play female characters. But that wasn't the case, because that's not how they actually see you. That's not how Disney sees you. That's not how you see yourself.
Yeah, and I think the parent of this person, who was 14 when they were cast, now 18, I think you have more things to be concerned about when it comes to your child than this part getting cut out of a Pixar movie. I think you have much more important things than the boy you let transition when they were 14 years old. And maybe they did it earlier. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Big W for Disney, though.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, doing what we've said they should be doing for a long, long fucking time. But it's going to take more than that announcement to convince people that they're not going to stop pushing that shit. Because guess what? This was written into it to begin with. Like, people within Pixar decided that they wanted to write a transgender child in a bathroom sequence in a fucking kids Pixar show. It's like, until you run all these fucking freaks out of there, it's going to take a lot before people trust Disney in that way. But obviously, like, if you want to talk about them maybe understanding and reading the temperature in the room right now, Inside Out 2 was the biggest movie of the year by far. And what happened in that? They went out of their way to instruct the people making it to make sure that there was no hint of LGBTQ bullshit. They didn't want anybody trying to make some connection and be like, is she actually gay? Is she actually lesbian? They didn't want any of that in there.
Yep.
They went out of their way to make sure it wasn't. So maybe they are reading the room a little bit better than they used to be.
I hope so.